Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it is an honor and a privilege to have you back to our show. Thank you for this wonderful support that you have rendered to us. I always say you are the source of our strength. Ladies and gentlemen, during elections, presidential candidates usually hire PR firms, public relations firm, to boost their profile and to give them an image that the electorate can resonate with. I want to give you an example very fast. In 2013 and 2017, Uhuru Kenyatta hired a PR firm. And I want to read for you, just to paint for you a picture and give you the foundation of what I want to talk about. London PR firm that helped Uhuru in 2013 returns to Kenya. This was a publication in 2017, and it says a London public relations firm that helped President Uhuru Kenyatta win the 2013 elections has returned to Kenya. BTP Advisors, which specializes on a number of issues surrounding public perception, boasts of strong media relations for over a decade. And then this is what the manager of the firm said, that we specialize in proactive media relations, public relations, political and issue-based campaigning and social media and international communications. We create and execute political and profile-raising campaigns for individuals. Listen to that. We create and execute political and profile-raising campaigns for individuals. They raise your profile as you campaign. Candidates, organizations, and companies to change hearts, minds, and laws and deliver upset and unexpected victories. So that a PR firm can today come and tell us, they create a perception already, for example, the perception that you have about the president, and they come up with something that can change our mind. Now, as we head to 2027, many of these candidates are going to hire PR firms. In fact, one of the people who has already acquired a firm is FREDRICK Matiangi. And when he made that triumphant entry into the Kenyan murky waters of politics, very many people have been asking who is behind Fred Okengo's presidency that makes him behave the way he's behaving. If you look at the way he carries himself, the message, there is some company behind it, and this very company has sent shockwaves in Statehouse. I want us to look at how it is helping Fred Matiang'i. But first, I want us to read this, ladies and gentlemen. This is from the African Report. It says, former Interior Minister Matiang'i hires a Canadian lobbying firm for 2027 presidency. And I want us to capture only two areas. It says, former Kenyan Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i seems to be seriously and quietly considering running for president in 2027. Of course, there was a publication that was made earlier, as he has hired a Montreal-based Canadian lobbying firm for $250 to garner international support. Now it continues to say, according to an agreement signed on 13th July 2024, and seen by the Africa Report, the lobbying firm Dickens and Madison will lobby the executive and or legislative branches of the government of powerful nations including the US, UK, Japan, Kenya, and any other mutually agreed upon country or countries and international organizations on Fred Matiang'i's behalf. You understand what I mean? They will be trying to persuade the world superpowers to try and support Fred Matiang'i's candidature. And they will be even doing that in Kenya. Now that is the first one. This is the first part, deals with the international organization, the international group, to try and help Fred Matiang'i. Number two, the firm will also provide other services to assist in devising and executing policies. Listen to that. Devising and executing policies for the beneficial development and stability of your political goals, and to assist you in attaining the office of the President of the Republic of Kenya. So there is a farm. It's called Dickens and Madison. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at this farm and how they have molded Fredo King Matiang'i to a person who, when you look at him now, even messaging, you realize there is something. Allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, like and share our videos. Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, I have a very urgent appeal for you. Kindly listen to this.
Hello everyone, naitwa Francis. Mimi ni mwanafunzi JKUAT in my 4th year of studies, nasomea electrical engineering. Registration number yangu ni ENE 211-0053/2018. Sababu yangu ya kutengeneza hii video ni kwa sababu naomba usaidizi. Nimekuwa nikisaidiwa na watu pamoja na kupata help mpaka my 4th year semester ya kwanza back in 2023. The only other person ningeegemea kama msaidizi wangu ni mama yangu, lakini pia yeye anafanya tu kazi ya kibarua na pia amekuwa akichunga like my 2 other little sisters. So kufikia semester ya pili mko 2023 December, nilikuwa forced kudefer because singeweza kulipa karo. Nikajikakamua, nikajifunza skill and then nilipata kazi ya kufanya online. Nikarudi tena shule semester ya pili. Na kufikia sasa kazi ilikuwa imeisha na hata ile fee ambayo nilikuwa nadaiwa the 17,000 sijaweza kuilipa. Watu wanafanya mtihani, ilianza tarehe 5 jana. Sijaweza kufanya because nilifukuzwa. Hata mali nakaa nje because nikirudi sikupata hostel. Na kwa wale ambao wanajua housing market ya Juja haikuangi bei nafuu sana kwa wanafunzi. Nimekuwa pia na arrears, hata kama niliongelesha landlord wangu, nimekuwa na arrears za miezi kadhaa. Nikijumlisha na hii like ananidai around 24,000. So kindly like mtihani inaendelea na mimi niko kwa room, siwezi fanya chochote. Mwenye tu ataguzwa, tafadhali naomba kwa unyenyekevu nisaidie tu at least nifanye mtihani zenye zimebaki na nisikuwe forced to make the same tough decision nililazimishwa huko 2023 ya kudefer my studies again. Kindly. Na najua pia mimi Mungu atanibariki siku moja, I'll amount to someone and I will pay it forward. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this student, Francis, joined JKUAT in 2018. He was supposed to graduate last year, but due to financial constraints, hangeweza, he was forced to defer. After that, he's been trying to do some online jobs here and there that has been sustaining him, paying some little fees and even for accommodation. Na hiyo pia ikakatika ikaisha. So right now people are taking exams, ladies and gentlemen. He's been blocked, haizi endelea, haizi fanya exam. That means ataacha. He will defer again. Can you imagine? He was supposed to graduate last year. He deferred and now the same problem again. He was telling me he has even written to the dean of the Department of Electrical Engineering explaining why he wasn't able to take exams and requesting them to allow him, if at all something comes up, then he joins, he proceeds with the exam. So kindly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really passionate about this because it reminds me some years back wakati nilitolewa kwa exam room, Kenya Institute of Mass Communication, painfully with tears running down my cheeks. It really was painful. It's a long story. So he's requesting that you help him. The school fee balance there is 17,000 shillings. You can imagine that's a very little money, but sometimes the level of poverty in our country. I wish I had this money from my pocket ningemlipia because already watu wameanza exam na yeye haezi, and then there are accumulated rent in the hostels where he's residing about 24,000. and then a few shopping. So ladies and gentlemen, our budget here is about 50,000 Kenya shillings. Please help us. This is very urgent. Let us do a 50 bob challenge if you can. Only 50 shillings will help this student to complete his studies. Anafaa kuingia exam. Now, my MPESA number is there, FREDRICK OOKO. In case you want to pay directly, please contact me. There's an account with Equity Bank. It's a process and I don't want to explain here. If you are really touched and you want to pay directly, you can even clear that fee so that Francis anaweza endelea na hii shule yake tafadhali. It's very painful kama umwaye acha shule, whether in primary or secondary or at the college level. I tasted the bitter experience of what he's talking about. So please, ladies and gentlemen, may you find it in your heart to help him. This is urgent because anafaa kuingia tafadhali. Thank you even as you consider helping. Ladies and gentlemen, Dickens and Madison Company is a renowned company that helps candidates to win elections. Of course, I was reading the profile. Some people are also saying that there are other areas where he's failed, where other areas where it has failed. But generally, it has helped several candidates. Now, I want us to look at how Fred Matiang'i is behaving, the way he's carrying himself. And all this has been captured and summarized in a speech that Fred Matiang'i gave while he visited Wamunyoro. You might not understand, but if you listen to that speech, just a 2-minute speech, I want us to listen to that speech because it has captured what the Dickens and Madison told Fred Matiang'i to say, because they raised the profile of presidential candidates. How you dress, what you say, the perception about people, because that speech alone has changed the perception of many people, including some of you who are watching who had thought that Fred is unable. Now they feel that this man. I want us to revisit, even if you have watched that speech for just 2 minutes. Then we are going to look at it and dissect, and you will realize that indeed that company has really molded. Please take a look.
Tunataka urudi kwa public life. Are you serious? Nikasema, there's no time in my life I've never been serious. Because wakati nilikuwa Minister for Education, mimi kazi sio shida kwangu, na kwanza kazi ikitajwa mimi nachangamuka sana. Nilikuwa hapa nafungua container ya Matiang'i saa 9 usiku. Napiga shule 15 hapa, naanzia Mudwaine kule Bishop Katimu Ngandu Girls, naenda kumalizia pande ile ya Nyeri huko juu. And I was all over the place. The following day I would be in Kambiamoto, opening containers at 3 a.m. in the morning, kupigana na wakora wa kusumbua watoto wetu kwa shule. Sasa mimi niko tayari kupigana na watu kama hao, ndio kazi yangu. Mimi niko tayari. Na unajua hiyo kazi nyinyi wananchi ndio mnatoa hiyo kazi. Nyinyi ndio mko na kadi ya kura, nyinyi ndio mko na kipande, nyinyi ndio mtaamuka asubuhi muamue ni nani mnapea hiyo kazi. Sisi wakati ukifika, ninawaahidi mkitupea hiyo kazi mtaona vile nchi itaenda. Because we need to clean our country, we need to restore the faith of government so that people can trust the government again. That serikali ikikwambia kitu, kiongozi wa serikali akikwambia kitu, you can go to sleep and trust what they are telling you. Sio eti mnaambiwa hii tunacheza na wananchi vile tunacheza hivi. Ya mwisho, wananchi nataka kuwaomba hivi. Na mimi namshukuru Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua na Mama Dorcas kwa kutualika. This is very important to me. Wananchi, when there is a problem in a country like we have now, challenges of various kinds, you will be tempted very easily. Kwanza sasa, with the frustrations we have, disappointments, unfulfilled promises, hata viongozi wengine wanaweza kuanza sasa kutukawanya sisi wenyewe. Tuanze kupigana. Hiyo maneno mnasikia tunaambiwa 841 versus I don't know what. Hiyo yote ni style ya kufanya sisi tuanze kupigana. Tusahau shida zetu, badala ya kutumia wakati wetu kutafuta suluhisho kwa hayo maneno yote, tuanze sasa kupigana sisi wenyewe. Watu wanapiga nduru hapa Nyeri wako na shida. Kule Nyamira wako na shida. Kule Taita Taveta wako na shida. kule Kakamega wako na shida. Sasa ukabila unatusaidia nini? Sisi sote tuko na shida. Basi tunatafuta namna ya kutafuta suluhisho so that our country can be managed better. Na tuko tayari kufanya hiyo kazi. Kwa hivyo nawaomba wananchi, msipoteze imani. Don't lose hope in our country. What we are going through is a momentary situation. And let us not be tempted to turn against each other. Mungu atatubariki. We have had some challenges before, but we always rise again. This country is built on resilience. Wakenya ni watu wa kufanya bidii. Wakenya ni watu wanajua vile tunataka kwenda mbele. Don't lose hope. Tukae pamoja, tushikane. Na hao ndugu zetu hapa na dada, tushikane pamoja. Mungu atatusaidia, tutavuka hiyo daraja. Na tukivuka hiyo daraja tutaenda mbele. We will fix our challenges.
What can we deduce from this? Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, Fred Matiang'i says yeye ni mchapakazi. He's telling the people of Mountain he used to wake up by saa 8, ameamka asubuhi distributing papers, supervising the distribution of papers. If a man can wake up at 2 a.m., what is this man telling you? Number one, this is servanthood leadership. Number two, he's a man who's dedicated to his job. And that's exactly what he wanted to communicate to Kenyans, and he has managed to do it. And it is something that you can confirm. I know he was told, tell them about your experience, about how you are dedicated to them. And some of them can remember, they can resonate with it. He was told to speak in that manner. Then he's saying, alipigana na wakora ambao walikuwa nasumbua watoto wanafunzi. What is FREDRICK Matiang'i telling you? Fred is saying he's ready to take on corruption. One of the reasons why people are tired of the Ruto administration is because the report that is coming out is that the government is corrupt. The office of the Auditor General continues to lay bare the corruption and wastage in this country. So when FREDRICK Matiang'i says, Niliendo, I was ready to take on, I think he was talking about election, kuiba mtihani, cheating in exams. And you know that FREDRICK Matiang'i took them head on. He was told, tell them about how you dealt with the individuals that were trying to mess up the exams. And he said that. When Fred says, there isn't any other day that I've never been serious, I know people liked that bit. He's saying he's ever serious, he's ready anytime. If you wake him up today, he will wake up and he will do it. The readiness is something that very many people have really wanted from FREDRICK Matiang'i. You know, people can be very ready, but you're not ready. And that's exactly what Maraga's been doing. People really wanted Maraga to kickstart his campaign, but he's holding some town hall meetings until Fred Matiang'i stole the show. Right now, I think if Maraga would go to Kisii, he will be told, no, Wewe, you've been sponsored to divide votes. But Fred Matiang'i now tells people, I know you are ready, but I'm also ready to take on the work. Now, he's also telling the people, it is you, because you have the votes. You know, that is very important. He's telling the people, you are the boss. You are to decide. Chukweni kura. If there is one thing that, in fact, if I want to know someone who's serious about presidency, is a person who will be reminding Kenyans to register as voters. That is one thing that I have even emphasized on. Youth must sensitize each other to register as voters. And that is exactly what Fred Matiang'i is telling the people. It is your choice. You're the ones who will choose. He's also saying the one that really caught many people's attention is the restoration of hope. People have lost hope in the government. They have said Ruto is a liar. You can never trust anything that the government is telling you. Now Fred Matiang'i is saying, let us not give up. Let us not lose hope. Hii mateso ni ya muda tu. What will we do? We will restore hope. Tunataka kuwa na serikali ambayo ni president akisimama, if a president tells you something, you can take it to the bank. In other words, he's emphasizing on Ruto's, perception that Ruto ni muongo. Anaongea mpaka anasoma Biblia yenye unajua tu hapa. I don't know this, it's sometimes a slip of the tongue. So what is Fred is saying? Don't lose hope. It's just a little while and we shall get to our destiny. And I think that is the message that Kenyans want. And then Fred Matiang'i is giving them the assurance of unity. Because if that group is going to be divided, it is over William Ruto is winning in the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the work of Dickens and Madison. And we are yet even to see more because they are working with Fred Matiang'i. That is why when he came, I think he was told, tulia kwanza, usiingie na wanzani na mambo ya press conferences. And Fred, kept people waiting. And some people are saying, huyu jamaa yuko serious. Somebody like me, I challenged Matiang'i to go for it. I never liked the idea that it is the Jubilee party that is talking on his behalf, that it is the Kisii Senator Richard Onyonka talking on his behalf. I wanted him to come out and tell people. And when I heard him speak, I was convinced. I know he's got some challenges, he's not perfect, but I was convinced. And I believe the vector is pointing at Fred Matiang'i and Kalonzo Musyoka. Ladies and gentlemen, the first impression, if at all this company has been contracted by Fred Matiang'i, do you think the company is doing a good job? Just for the maiden visit, the way he visited Kisii there, the way he was in Wamunyoro, that speech, what do you think out of it? Because you also realize that he has shunned off from attacking Ruto directly. He does not entertain the Ruto must go. Do you know why? He does not want to fall for the trap where Ruto will be saying that you don't have any policies, you don't have any agenda. Ruto must go is your agenda. He's selling hope. He's telling them, we are going to win this battle. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly help Francis go back to class and do exam. Otherwise, he's going to defer for a second year, which is not good. These are the future leaders. When for the electrical engineers that are watching, the time will come when you want to be very active. People like Francis will take over. Please help Francis. Akishamaliza hata yeye tutamuendea asaidie watoto wengine. Thank you very much, even as you prepare to help, and thank you for watching.